What distinguishes this, the digital capital?
Look, when we saw digital photos transform, a lot of people didn't get the fact that Kodak was going to get replaced by Instagram and Facebook, but they get digital photos. Digital capital is what happens when your long-term store of value goes from a building or goes from a portfolio of stocks to a digital asset like Bitcoin. Bitcoin represents the digital transformation of hundreds of trillions of dollars of capital in the world.
Right.
No one expected to see it, so they don't quite get what it's going to be, except for the fact it's worth all the money in the world.
Bitcoin has touched $100K price point.
Super excited to see that Bitcoin price has crossed $100,000.
Bitcoin has just smashed through the $100,000 mark for the first time ever, making history as it sets a new precedent in the world of digital finance.
Bitcoin crossing 100,000 USD is definitely a huge milestone that's been crossed.
I'm celebrating it with Bitcoin colored flowers and a big green candle there in the back.
The major factors that have influenced this price rally are the allocation by institutional investors, the capital that has been flowing in spot Bitcoin ETFs.
We have also seen the rise in value for other cryptos like Cardano, Solana, ODS, etc.
Bitcoin stood for financial inclusion, trustless and borderless payment.
So as we speak, Bitcoin's market cap has soared to an astounding $2.04 trillion, driving the entire cryptocurrency market to a record high valuation of $3.68 trillion. Now it's clear that Bitcoin surge is no fluke. This is a calculated rise driven by a combination of market forces, corporate adoption, and regulatory shifts. So the past weeks have been nothing short of explosive for Bitcoin. Since November 5th, its price has skyrocketed by over 50%, and year-to-date, Bitcoin has more than doubled in value, starting the year at around $44,000. So what's behind this meteoric rise? First, let's talk about the regulatory environment. So with US President-elect Donald Trump nominating Paul Atkins, a known crypto ally, to lead the US SEC, the stage is set for more favorable regulation for the crypto industry. As a former SEC commissioner, Atkins is a staunch advocate for cryptocurrency, and his appointment signals a shift away from previous regulatory crackdowns. Now, Trump's promises to embrace the crypto sector, including his support for a national Bitcoin reserve, have undoubtedly fueled investor optimism, pushing Bitcoin's value to this historic peak. But it's not just political wins are pushing Bitcoin higher, as major companies are embracing Bitcoin in ways we have never seen before. MicroStrategy, under the leadership of Michael Saylor, now holds over 386,700 Bitcoin, valued at more than $40 billion, and the likes of Microsoft are also exploring Bitcoin treasury strategies, and these moves are clearly lifting Bitcoin's credibility in the corporate world. Joining us today to decode this historic rally are two stalwarts of the industry, Mr. Raj Kapoor and Mr. Prasanna Lohar. They'll share their expert insights into the key drivers behind this unprecedented surge and what it means for the future of digital finance. Let's listen in.
Bitcoin crossed 100K. Is crossing 100K is not just an accident, it's not a fluke. It's the ultimate collision of market innovation, corporate strategy, political winds of change, and at the heart of all this is the spot Bitcoin ETFs, adoption by institutions, Bitcoin halving cycle, and a seismic shift in US regulatory attitudes. But institutions just aren't buying Bitcoin, they're hoarding it. Look at MicroStrategy's become a treasury, it's a treasury into a Bitcoin fortress. Or look at Metaverse, which we see as Bitcoin as a hedge against currency debasement. These corporates, again, are just small strategic, they are actually symbolic. Bitcoin is no longer just digital gold. It's the lifeboat, I say, for navigating the stormy seas of inflation and policy chaos. That, I think, is also moved to past the 100K. The tipping point has happened. So now, what happens when you mix adoption by institutions, ETF, innovation, halving, a regulatory green light? You get a perfect storm that will propel the Bitcoin to these 6 figures. This isn't just a price surge, my friends. It's a paradigm shift. and Bitcoin has officially transcended its origins as a rebel asset and emerged as a global financial powerhouse.
And it was all anticipated. It's a bull run. So not only Bitcoin, many other cryptos will go up and up. If you look at the whole momentum for next 10 years, maybe once we talk in 2030, we may talk maybe 10 times what we are talking for a Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin is a mainstream store value cryptocurrency, and it is unstoppable momentum. The way it is being adopted by many countries, many corporates, investors. Many companies like BlackRock and Fidelity and like some of the corporates has always looked at Bitcoin as one of the strategic investment. In India also we have some ETFs. I think ETFs acts as a crucial investment vehicle for institutional investors. As you said, MicroStrategy and Fidelity are going ahead to have those reserves of a Bitcoin. Many will follow that norm to have in their own treasury to have a Bitcoin or a similar like store to value cryptocurrency. While US has anticipated back in 1940s where they lift up the gold reserve around the world and made the USD very strong currency. Similarly, I think this would be another strategical or tactical movement by Trump and others. That's what we can hear from the news. I would say while we have reached to one milestone or some one value like 1 lakh USD, I think that will go 10 lakh also. Maybe if you just have to wait and watch the way more adoption of people will come.
Now, even more notable, the launch of spot Bitcoin ETFs by giants like BlackRock and Fidelity in early 2024 has opened the floodgates for institutional investors. These ETFs have already attracted over $104 billion in assets under management, providing a more secure and accessible way for traditional investors to tap into Bitcoin. Now, let's talk about Bitcoin's fourth halving that took place in April. So this event has historically been a powerful catalyst for Bitcoin price surges, as it reduces the number of Bitcoin entering circulation. With Bitcoin supply tightening, the price naturally faces upward pressure, and we have already seen the impact. The halving event triggered a surge, and the subsequent increase in demand has led to Bitcoin's breathtaking rise to $100,000. Now, another factor to consider is the Mt. Gox incident. Yes, the bankrupt crypto exchange recently moved over $2.4 billion worth of Bitcoin to an anonymous wallet, raising concerns about a possible market sell-off. Yet, despite these unsettling movements, traders are unfazed. Whether this surge is sustainable remains to be seen. But one thing is for sure, Bitcoin's journey is far from over. The $100,000 milestone is just the beginning. The question now is, how far can Bitcoin go? Only time will tell. But as it stands, Bitcoin is poised to redefine the future of finance. So that's all in the story. Keep watching 3.2TV for more such updates, and do log on to our website www.3ostv.io or scan the QR code. This is me, Vishakha Thakur, signing off.